Hi Stampers, this is Trevis. Welcome to Video Friday. So today we are going to be making an Easter card. And I mean, it's getting close. Only a little over a week away, so I need to get these in the mail. I have been working on them and I have some samples to show you in addition to the card I'll be making today. But I am looking at this Mixed Florals stamp set. And this right here with the tulips is just speaks to me of Easter, spring. I just love it. So there's no sentiments in this stamp set. There's dies. Love the stamp set. So I pulled out my throughout the year. I think this is retiring, but it has this happy Easter right here, and it's a very versatile set. It's got happiest of birthdays, best of luck, be my Valentine, thank you. I mean, there's a lot, happy holidays. It's a lot in here. So if it's still available, I hope it's still available. You might want to check it out. It is a red rubber set, which I love. So let's get started today. Less chatting, more stamping. I'm going to be using that Mixed Florals as my focal point of the card. Okay, so let's pull this back. Okay, so I have some things cut here. I'm going to be doing some blending with my blend markers and the let's see, I'm going to be using some designer series paper that's retiring, the 6x6 pack of the 5 in colors that are sticking around. There's going to be new designs, so this is retiring. Okay, and I love it, but I'm using it up because it's retiring. So okay, I'm also going to be using some new dies that are going to be featured. You'll be able to get these, called Impressions of Bloom. Okay, so I don't think you can, maybe you can get this yet. I'm not sure. It may be available on May 6th, but I'm not sure if it's available now. This is a darling set, but here's what I love, love, love about this is the dies. So these two dies are gorgeous, and I couldn't resist them. I mean, I'm going to make darling cards with the flowers, but these, oh, so cute. So that, I just wanted to show you that that's part of what I cut out. So yeah, I did cut that out of Lost Lagoon, and I used the inside on other cards, but of course then you have this piece. So I'm like, yeah, let's use this too. So we're going to be using that today. I'm also going to be using a circle from Spotlight on Nature. This is one of the bigger circles. So there you go. I'm going to be using that today. But the main thing I want to tell you is that I'm using the flower from the set at Mixed Florals. Okay. So what I did was I stamped this in black memento, and now I'm just going to color it in with my blends. So I've got my Pretty in Pink, light and dark. I've got my Lost Lagoon, light and dark. And then I also have my Pebbled Path. So Pebbled Path is going away. Oh, there's 5 in colors that's going away, and Pebbled Path is one of them. And I just love these in colors. There's 5 of them. You know, it's Moody Mauve and all those. Yeah, sad. So let's do some coloring. I'm going to start with the Pretty in Pink, and I'm going to color the tulips. So when you use your blends, these are the alcohol markers, and these play well with the memento, your memento ink, so that there's no bleeding, right? So I'm just going to color that in, and then color this one in. So I'm using the light first, and you can see that you don't need to go all the way up to the right to the line, right, to the stamped image, because they do spread a little. So they're alcohol, and one of the things you need to remember about alcohol markers is that you need to make sure that you close them all the way, or the alcohol will evaporate. So when you close them, you want to make sure you hear this click, and that means that they are closed all the way. Okay, so now we're going to take the dark, and I'm just going to do a little dark additional I'm not going to obviously color in the whole flower because I just want to accent some of these different parts of this flower. And you can see that so a lot of stamps have these lines, right? Like these lines. This will help you if you're not an artist. Hello, which would be me. And it'll help you, give you guidance to where you need to put your ink. Okay, let's go with the light Lost Lagoon. So there's a lot of leaves here. So I'm just going to color these in. And if you kind of use the side of your marker like this, you won't destroy the tip, which I hear a lot. People say, oh, my blends are, they don't last. The ink's there, but the tips are torn up. Well, it's because one thing, you're putting too much pressure on them. Second thing is you're using the tip like that rather than the side. Just my thoughts. Because if you need to get in a really tight area like this, you could always use the other tip. They are dual tipped, and you can actually, it's a little more durable, and you can actually go down into the little tip. Okay. But I like using this side whenever possible. This is such a pretty stamped image, I think. Oh, I just love it. And the dies that coordinate with it, really, I mean, they cut it out, but there's also additional, I call them bonus dies. And one of them is a greenery, like a leaf, and it's so pretty. Okay. So you can see I'm going light, light, light touch. I'm trying to color in the part of what I think is the leaf. Because in the past, I've looked at this and I think, oh, that's part of the leaf, and then it isn't. But you know what? Who's going to really know? Nobody's going to really call you out on it. Just saying. Okay, so almost done with this part. So, when I usually do things like this, I usually use 3 colors. I try not to go too cuckoo on the colors. And I just thought these 2 colors looked really good together. So this is the dark. And now I'm coloring in the stem of this tulip. And I'm also going to be bringing in a little accent here. Here would be a little shading area, right? This would be the underneath side. So you can see, you don't have to be an artist, really. Just have fun with it. That's my theory. If you don't have fun with it, what good is it? I don't know. So many people get so serious about it, and they're like, oh, I've taken classes or blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you don't really have to. You can just wing it. Just wing it and have fun with it. Okay, so there you go. Now I am going to use Pebbled Path for these little flowers. And the reason is because I don't want to bring in a bright color to really distract too much from my tulips. So I'm just using, and these are cute little flowers. We've had this discussion before. I don't know the names of flowers. I do know tulips, but I don't know what these are called. Periwinkles? I don't know. Anyhow, okay, now that I have that done, I am going to bring this back, and I'm just going to blend this a little bit. This looks a little dark right here, so this is the light Lost Lagoon, and I'm just going to blend this up a little bit so it doesn't look so severe. Because really that's how these are intended to work, that you can blend with them and make it look a little smoother. I don't know if that makes sense. Obviously, it's going to use more of your ink, but hey. Okay, now I have my Wink of Stella, and all I'm going to do here, give it a shake to shake up the glitter, and I'm just going to give these little tiny flowers a little glitter. Only because that Pebbled Path is beautiful, but it is a little dull, So this will sparkle them up. So I had a great day, stamping day today. I had one of my team members over. We stamped and stamped and stamped all morning. I had one over last night, and we stamped over 3 hours. So I've had some really good stamping time. Okay, now I am going to use this piece, and this was trash. Before I do, I'm going to do a little stamping on it. I'm just going to pull up my Elements of Text. Love this stamp set. And I'm just going to find a block. I'll just use this big one because I don't see my other one. And I'm going to just stamp this tone on tone. So I'm going to use my Lost Lagoon ink. And I'm just going to do some stamping on here. Not going to do the whole thing. Just going to do a little stamping. Random. There you go. Good. Clean that off later. Okay, I wanted to do that before I mounted it on here. So this is going to actually just spotlight the image and makes me really happy. Okay, so I'm going to put adhesive on the back. Stretched a little, okay. Okay. So I'm going to try to line this up. This was a piece of scratch paper, so that's why it's wonky, kind of wonky. Look at that. Isn't that so cute? It does spotlight, and actually this was trash, this outer part. I used it, I cut the image out of the center. Now, here's an idea. When you're cutting things out like this, don't just cut them out to throw away the negative, because you can use the negative, and it's ideal. Okay, now I have a piece of Pebbled Path. So now I'm going to just mount this on here to give it a little edge, and brings in that third color, which is a neutral, right? Pebbled Path is definitely a neutral. Now we have that, okay? And then I have my piece of Pretty in Pink. Now this is the 6x6, it's retiring, but I'm gonna go ahead and mount it on here. This is, what I did was, this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So this is actually going to, there's not going to be another edge. And you know what? I didn't cut a piece for my, wait a second. Maybe I do have a piece here. Oh, I fall down. Hang on a second. Let me see what size this is. There we go. I have a piece of white. And my bone folder. So this is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. This is my cardstock base. So now, I'm just going to add this to my card. Look at that. It's so stinking cute. Okay, the only thing I could think of is I'm going to put the sentiment on the inside. Okay, so I don't need a sentiment, but it does need something. It either needs a bow, it needs something. And what I want to show you I decided on was this. This is a new stamp set called Feathered Fun. And what's interesting about this stamp set, it's a photopolymer. And you can see that these images here, well, that is the back side of the birds. Okay, so if you stamp the bird, okay, and then you flip it over and color it in, you get this. Okay, so I stamped this in Pebbled Path, and then I flipped it, over on my block, and I inked it up with Pretty in Pink, and I stamped it, and that's how I colored it in. Okay, and then I did the little branches, because you get the little branches in here too. All right, so I did do the branch in Pebbled Path also, but I thought this would be a cute little addition to my card. So I'm going to add the couple dimensionals on here. And I'm just going to add this to the bottom of my card. So this is an Easter card, and I think this little bird is perfect on my little Easter card. Okay, now on the inside of my card, I could do two things. I have this little piece of designer series paper. I could add that in here. Or I have this from Spotlight on Nature. And I thought it might be just kind of cute to do a little sponging on here. Let's do it. Let's just do it. And I'm going to, I see, this is not lined up perfectly. Hang on a second. Turn this off. That's bugging me. All right, that little overhang. So what I want to do now is I'm going to use Pretty in Pink. I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use Pretty in Pink. Yeah, so this is one of the 5 in colors that's around for another year. Yay. And I'm going to use a blending brush, and I'm just going to sponge around the edges. And it's really going to pick up on that embossed part. So I can come in a little bit with it. This is where I'm going to sign the card, in addition to stamping Happy Easter. So Happy Easter, I talked about that sentiment. And I'm going to stamp that in Lost Lagoon. I love this Happy Easter. I don't know. I'm a kind of a real big fan of stamps that are, better take this off so I can see what I'm stamping, that are 2 different fonts. Look at that. I love it. All right, so that's going to go inside my card. That's going to be really different. Never, ever done this on a card. But look at, it's so cute. So the inside of the card is just as cute as the outside. All right, so there is my finished card. Now let me show you the other 3 cards that I made today. And this one, I used the same products actually, except I used, instead of using, this is where instead of the outside, the negative, I used the inside. And when you cut that out, you get this little tiny rim. Well, you have to cut out in a different color. So I got the little tiny rim. So at this card, and I put the little ladybug on there. I used the yellow on this one. I like it. I see one of them I didn't. And I did use Winkostella. So there's that. I did do a nice little tie around bow. Okay, and then here's another one. This one I did, what colors did I use? I used Lost Lagoon. I used Pool Party. These are my blends. And then for the green, I used the lighter green. Oh, not Granny Apple, but the other lighter green for this. And then I used the cording that's still available on online exclusives. I did pop this up, and this is the designer series paper, Lost Lagoon. It's 6x6. And I did pop this up. The flowers popped up. All right. And then here's the other one, and I especially love this one. So this is also using some in color Peach Pie. So this is Peach Pie DSP. And then I did do a little white stamping with that the same stamp. I did some white stamping on here. And then I, again, used, Lost Lagoon, Peach Pie, Pebbled Path, and then I just did a bow on this one. So, and this is a Happy Easter. So I didn't put the sentiment on the outside. It's on the inside. So this could be an anything card. This would be a great birthday card. Any of these would be great birthday cards. Thinking of you, even sympathy cards. So I hope you enjoyed the video today. My name is Trevis Bossler, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in St. Louis, Missouri, and I will see you on Tuesday. Have a great weekend and enjoy some stamping time if you can. Talk to you later. Bye.